This is Record Royale, where we throw two albums into the ring with one another and see which one comes out on top. Hey!
Yo!
Hello!
Hey!
How we going?
Here we are. How my boys doing? How's everyone doing?
Real good.
Oh, don't sound too enthusiastic.
Tell you what.
Boys,
I've just worked a 12-hour shift, so I'm just pretty good.
yeah, as good as you can be after that.
Yeah, as good as I can be, yeah.
I just played the worst round of golf of my career as well, so I'm a bit tired as well.
Uh-oh.
What was
Oh, we'll get there. Don't worry. We got some party albums to listen
What was the
to.
end result, Brad?
Our good friend Ben got the win.
Yep.
That's all I want to know. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Fair enough. I was going to say, you got to get the enthusiasm, piped up because we've got a very special guest. We've got Connor Brooker from Brisbane band Bugs on.
Woo!
Connor, thanks so much for coming on the pod. We've said off air, as they say, the lingo in the terms. That it's been a while in the works.
Industry.
Yeah, in the podcast industry. Where
I think it's been like over a year in the works, I think. So the anticipation's been building. I think there's a lot of hype around. The media's starting to talk about it a fair bit. It's going to be nice to finally get it out there.
Yeah, a lot of
Story of the day.
I'm assuming a lot of anticipation on your end as well, and then you got in the Zoom call and you're like, awesome.
There they are. The stars of the show.
Exceeded my expectations. That's all I'll say in all the best ways.
Yeah. So when are the hosts joining the Zoom call?
Who the hell are you guys?
Tech engineers.
Who are these weird guys in the lobby?
The lobby.
Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, but legit though, thanks so much for doing this. I remember going back 6 or so years now, maybe 5 years. I'm going to say like 2015 era. I used to jump on Triple J on Earth more than what I do now. I probably should get on that a bit more and look for new music. I remember stumbling across Tinnies. Was that 2015?
Yeah, that would have been like 2015.
That checks out because I think I would have just turned 18 and that sound was like my jam at the time.
It's so funny. Yeah, I can't believe it's been that long since that song. It feels like it was like a year ago or something. But yeah, I guess it was so long now.
Does that track ever get a run in the set list anymore?
Yeah, actually, we did it as like an encore. We had to do it as an encore for the like Tivoli show and the last shows of like the tour that we just did because we planned our set with pretty much all the songs we've practiced, and that's the only one we really know is like bread and butter that we don't like have in that set. So we're just like, all right, we'll play Tinnies. So it got a run. I don't know if many people really knew it. It was like half people knew it, but I'm sure the ones who knew it was
they loved it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bit of a deep cut.
Good day one.
Yeah. How was the tour you've just been doing? I know you haven't really wrapped it up because Melbourne's been rescheduled a couple of times, hasn't it? But the shows in Brisbane, Sydney, and Adelaide looked unreal. Were they sick?
Yeah, it was unreal. Such a cool experience. It's like, everyone was. There was such a big build-up of like, I guess, energy because people have been stuck inside and like obviously the pandemic period, everyone's just been kind of like waiting for shows to return in like a more kind of real capacity. And we were so lucky to sneak them in the window when it was pretty much like, I know it was half capacity for a lot of them, but it was just like still standing and like the crowds were giving such good energy and it felt like really close to like a normal show kind of thing, like the closest it's been since all this stuff's happened. So it was so cool and like getting to play like songs that we only put out since like that period as well that we haven't played live before as well, getting to play them. And since I guess we've done like other tours and stuff, we've kind of grown pretty exponentially quickly, so it's just been pretty crazy. Like I didn't think we'd sell out like the Tivoli. It's just the whole thing is crazy, like so mind blowing to me. I'm just like, really cool.
I saw the photos from that Brisbane show. It looked mental. Would that be your biggest headliner show?
Oh yeah, for sure. That was just easy, and it was just so overwhelming. I'm still like emotionally processing how cool it was, and like just seeing so many people that you knew and so many people you didn't know. Like, it was just a sea of people, and thinking that they're all there, like, just to celebrate our music. It's just like thinking about all your hard work towards getting such a cool reception, and like all that energy and like hard work you put out getting like kind of beamed back to you. And it's just such a cool interaction of energy. It's never really feels like where they're performing per se. It's always like such a cool like kind of connection with our crowd. And it's like obviously we wouldn't be there doing it if it weren't for them people there as well. So it's just like such a cool like shared victory almost. All the people that have been to like the 100 cap shows and stuff are there in this massive room, just being like, I'm so validated for backing this guy. Every friend that's been like, oh, that been shit, like, and stuff, and they've stuck with us or whatever. It's like it's just really cool for like thinking those people have kind of like can share in that feeling, I guess, with us. That's the best part about all of it, really.
Such a strange concept to think of. I mean, obviously you guys over COVID have pretty like gotten a lot bigger. Obviously you guys had a crazy following before, but like a lot of bands that in the last year or so, I know a friend of mine went and saw King Stingray recently, and they put out 2 songs and hadn't played a show before within like a year basically because of COVID, and then they just did a tour of the country, and apparently everywhere they were going they were just like, this is unbelievable. Dude, first shows and there's just a couple hundred people there, and they wouldn't have had any idea that was happening.
Some bands, like, it's very rare that it happens for bands, obviously, but when it does happen, it's very rare that it happens to someone who doesn't deserve it. Like, I know for a fact, like, Roy and Lewis that play in that band used to play in a band called Mary Hanson like years ago in Brisbane. That Brock, our drummer, actually recorded like their singles years ago, so we've known them for years. And so I saw all that kind of starting to like emerge as they were starting to kind of like start the project, and I was just like, this has so much promise. And then seeing them just like bang out 2 big singles, that's the, I guess, the industry in the market now. You don't need like albums and EPs so much. You can make a pretty big impact with, like, I mean, look what Tones and I did, like,
one track,
exactly, one
just
track, and
crazy,
you can go nuts with streaming and like marketing now. So it's just like, but again, like, there has to be some substantial quality behind it for it to do anything. And they're such good people and great musicians, and it's so cool to see them like getting their just rewards, because again, it's like a backstory. Like, those guys have all played music for so many years before they've even like joined this band. So it's cool to see them getting some kind of like reward after such a long toil. And a lot of people see the last 2 singles and think it's kind of like a meteoric rise, but it's really in reality been like a very like
process.
3/4 of the people that know our band would have seen us since like a version and just been like, oh, this band's just,
this is an instant thing.
Exactly. But like the quarter before that would have just been like, oh, well, when that happened, they would have just been like, this is nuts. Just like us. Like, a lot of those people don't have the context of where we've come from, but it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, everyone's opinion is valued at the end of the day, you know.
Sure.
Well, I was going to say, you guys have been like one of the most hardest working bands, because you guys consistently putting out music and touring. So your exponential rise is very well deserved.
It's a bit of both. Like, it's a lot of hard work, but it's a lot of luck as well. Like, we're just very lucky. I'm so, every day as I get older, I'm just so appreciative to be just doing this in any capacity. Like, it's so cool. Like, if you told me 10 years ago I'd be pretty much writing music every day and like living that dream, I would not believe it's like tangibly possible. So the whole I'm so appreciative, and I know that it's down to hard work. You can't just like think it's all up to the universe, because it's not that simple. But it's still a lot of luck, because it's a lot of people's support that I'm is responsible for all of the kind of success, I guess, that we've received, or like the positive stuff that's come to us. It's other people's appreciation. So we're very lucky to have that, because that's such a valuable thing. Like, it's such a valuable currency. It's worth more than money to
absolutely. Very well said.
Yeah.
Sorry, I like ramble heaps. So
No,
talking too much, by the way. Just be like,
no.
Brilliant.
That's all we do.
Absolutely perfect.
That's
We're all
literally
day,
all we
yeah.
do. So
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
We're stoked.
all
We're
ramblers.
stoked for you. We're also stoked with the albums you brought on. Now, correct me if I
Yeah.
butcher the pronunciation, because I think I may have last week. Obviously, Northeast Party House, Dare.
yeah, nailed
Get a
it.
tick for that one. Is it Yeo Ganbaru?
Yeah, I think it's Ganbaru, but I could be wrong. I've just always called it Ganbaru, so
Yeah.
I could be wrong. But
Yeah,
yeah,
'cause last week on the show, I butchered it. I said Yao, and Adam and Brad were like, "It's not Yao."
oh no, yeah, that's Yo is definitely correct. But
Yeah.
I think it's like Ganbaru.
Ganbaru, yeah.
Semantics. That's
What was your thought process behind choosing these two? Because they're pretty sick albums.
I don't know. They're really sick albums, and I don't know. I didn't want to be like super, I guess, stereotypical and basic and just pick like obvious. I think I did like want to pick pop punk albums originally, but then I was just like, actually, no, I should do something that's like not in my like, I guess, stereotyped comfort zone, or like not music that I would kind of make. I guess it's I don't know. I'm not like, oh, I need to show people my diversity, but I just think it's cool to talk about. It's cool to talk about other music. I spend so much of my life wrapped up in the whole like guitars and loud, grunge, pop punk stuff. So I'd rather, spend some time talking about really cool electronic independent music.
We spend majority of our weeks talking about pop punk as well. So this is
fresh air.
It's good for us too.
Awesome.
We've actually been looking to. We're all big fans of Northeast Party House. I'd never heard this Yo album before, but we've been looking for, since we started the pod, I think this has been one of the ones that's been in the back of our minds. Like, okay, we've got to find something that fits with it, and it fits really well. I think on a lot of different levels, which is awesome.
I was doing the classic like re-listen kind of thing today because I've got both of the freaking vinyls.
Which is
nice.
Nice.
I've never seen the Yo one before. That's sick.
No, I did. I think
cool.
I got it off of Bandcamp years ago because I was right. Cool. I was finger on the pulse with Yo. I've been following him for years. He's so cool. And that's the other thing about these artists as well, and these albums. Everything about them is just like so cool. Like the design work, production, lyrics, everything, the textural and spectral palette. They're all like just so slick and tasteful. Like it's like and I think a really cool thing about both of them as well is like, I don't know, they're both pushing a bit of a boundary in terms of their genre for Australia, like electronic and dance or R&B music as well, because like I couldn't really think of much I'd compare them to that's come out of Australia in the last 20 odd years.
I was going to say that they both kind of stand on their own in Australia for sure.
Yeah, so
easily,
it's so cool. Especially Northeast. Like Northeast, I think they're like one of the most, like they're massive. They're a huge band, but I reckon they're honestly one of the most criminally underrated bands Australia's ever produced. They should be like. They should be enormously internationally huge, like US Billboard kind of huge.
No,
it's so annoying.
I always get sad. Have you guys seen when it's happened the last couple of years after the Hottest 100? And they put up
the
a
champagne
video,
away.
putting the champagne away.
So funny.
I feel genuinely. Obviously, they're doing it kind of taking the piss. They know that everyone's going to be like, "Oh, I feel so sorry for them," and you can see they're kind of like, "Ha ha ha." Like, we'll make it look really, really sad. But I do feel really sad every time.
They legit got 101 one year, didn't they?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
That's heavy.
We're all humans. We all feel the same emotions. It's it would be crushing, and they deserve it.
It would be crushing.
They deserve it so much. I think they crushed it one year with. I think Calypso Beach got in pretty fucking high the year that was a single. So they have made it. I'm pretty sure, but they're still like. They're just such a good band and such an incredible live band as well. Like for that kind of music that's produced so slick to be backed up with a live show that's just so engaging is like, unreal when you see that kind of like correlation between it. Just like clicks and makes kind of sense to you, and it's just so that kind of like really rare experience when you're seeing that album live, and it, like, yeah, transcends your expectations kind of thing.
So good.
So good, yeah.
So good.
And then when you see one that doesn't do that, and you're like, oh, fuck. this band just paid a really good producer or something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run through the facts of these heaps quick because let me tell you, there's not many that I could find.
Sorry.
So hard to dig up like smaller Australian acts, but it's always great.
Just any Australian acts are hard.
Yeah. Someone needs to get on the Australian band Wikipedia. Get into that, dig into that.
Maybe
market.
it's us.
You would have had to do some article fishing, I'd imagine,
nerds.
like some like run through interviews and stuff. That's deep diving. You've got to pretty much read everything to get the
that doesn't seem like a job for
stuff.
myself.
That's not us.
No. North East Party House formed in Melbourne in 2009, so they've been kicking it for a while. 6-piece band. This was their second studio album, released on September 9th, 2016 by Stop Start Records. They've put stuff out from Ballpark Music, Cloud Nothings as well. Self-produced and mixed and mastered by the drummer Malcolm Besley. Has he done all their albums?
He's worked on all of them in elements. Like, I think he did co-producing and mixing, and obviously writing, because he's like the drummer on like the last album, Shelf Life, and I'm pretty sure he produced the first EP, Any Given Weekend, Any Given Weekend as well. So he's pretty much done all of it.
Yeah, I think they had the presets guy in the last one as well.
Yeah, is it?
I didn't know that.
Kim, is it something? I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
actually.
He's been flown around a bit.
Yeah,
His last GMA's one
so
as well.
much.
My friend Tarek, this like such a legend, wild card dude from Tasmania that he played in this band called Chase City that were like a indie pop band years ago, like Jungle Giants-esque in like 2013. I was in another band back then. We did tours together and stuff, became friends. He put on a festival recently and he's like played it with his band Chase City, who have just transformed into this like LCD sound system-esque, like really cool dancey band. Like he's just evolved so hard, and they've recorded their recent stuff with Malcolm, and yeah, it's just like unreal. Again, hearing like Malcolm put his kind of like tasteful touch on that, and someone I've known's music as well. I'm just like, it's so satisfying seeing those two worlds collide, especially seeing where Tarek's come from. He's just this like stinky surf pop dude like farting in the tour van, and now he's just like this like slick electronic frontman with such crazy good hi-fi mixes and stuff. And like, yeah, it's really cool seeing your friends grow and like seeing them work with people who are so accomplished in their work, who have also like grown and like exactly done it their own way, because that's how any producer's gotten anywhere. They've just kind of like chipped away, worked on their credits, and kind of built their craft like anyone in anything basically. But,
I have a soft spot for any band that the producer or the engineer is also in the band. We've done a couple like that. It's actually a lot more than what I always expected. Bring Me the Horizon, for example.
Heaps recently.
Yeah, I think it's become increasingly common because obviously like the access to DAW has become like so prevalent as we became older. Even like kids now growing up with like Logic and Pro Tools from 10 years old and stuff. So, and naturally I think a lot of people are getting like, and it's so cool that like accessibility's made people be able to record at home and like get such cool sounds that are close to like I guess really hi-fi studio stuff. And even a lot of people now as well value like lo-fi stuff in a lot of like mainstream pop production. There's a lot of kind of like diverse lo-fi kind of sounding stuff now as well, which is even cool as well. Like you don't have to, it's so weird. Some of the most like high budget songs sound like they were recorded by like a potato in like in shed.
They're paying
like onto like a tape. It's crazy.
So 3 singles for you: Heartbreaker and Calypso Beach, and it peaked at 38 in Australia. Yeo is from Melbourne also. This is Ganbaru, self-released on February 9th 2016. Was this his first album, second album? I couldn't find if he had any other releases. Was it his debut? I think it was his debut.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was mastered by Adam Dempsey, who's done work on Corny Barnett and Xavier Rudd's stuff, name a couple. And there's the only other little fact I got. Ganbaru is Japanese for to do my best. There we go.
Wow.
Fun little fact.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That fits it all.
That's so cute.
That is
So if
cool.
you can't pronounce Ganbaru, just say to do my best. It's nice.
Cover is so fucking cool as well.
Yeah, it is.
It is so sick.
Look at that.
Oh.
And so is the artwork for Dare as well. It's just
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Both crazy good artwork, actually, this week.
So good.
So nice.
Look at that.
Like the gun.
I love that yellow. The yellow artwork is so. I love any
Yeah,
album
back
artwork
even
with
as
yellow.
well.
Yeah. Is that the blue one? The blue
Damn.
one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Look
Whoa.
at that.
It's gorgeous.
Hey
Yeah,
fellas,
I think,
let's get into the elements. I say,
Yeah.
Connor, what were you going to say?
Yes. I was just going to say, I think Yeo also pretty much did most of the recording and mixing on his album as well, because he's an engineer and he's worked on like Asta and other different artists stuff around Melbourne and Tasmania as well. So I think he does most of his stuff as well, which is again really cool. I love like self-made producer artists as well.
Yeah. It feels a lot more I don't know, like you know them a little bit even better.
Yeah.
Like it just makes it feel really sincere, whatever you're listening to.
There's no like
in-house
medium or communicator, but like someone communicating it to you or like translating, I guess.
No.
It's just like
Just straight
purely
from
them.
From the heart.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool.
I was just gonna say both albums just draw from a lot of really weird sounds. Like especially this Yo album is some crazy sounds in there that just work.
Yeah.
Like I think one of my favorite songs, Know That Feel, the
That sounds
crazy
so cool.
crunchy sort of like video game sounds that's on that.
I'm
And
so
that
glad
song-
you referenced the video sound thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like the Mario noises and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's so smart.
When I first
I actually
heard it,
thought-
sorry, you go.
I actually thought that song kind of sounded like a bit of Daft Punk in it.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, like the beat
Totally
and like
agree.
the chorus, like distorted synth.
Yeah,
Actually,
I
a
get
lot
that
of
for
it.
sure.
Yeah.
So weird.
It's like one of the cool things as well about that album. There's almost like little sections where you feel like it's almost paying an ode to like a genre era or like artist as well. Like, and you're right. It's such a weird, diverse like amount of textures throughout it, and a lot of them are used in such a smart way that they're like, because they're both like such dynamic albums. Like they use like quiet and loud really, really powerfully. It's so cool, and a lot of those like textural soundscape elements are used as transitions between sections, which like helps it almost like puts your brain in this like hyper real thing where hearing like the spectral palette change as it's going through a chamber section, and then the mood of the song changes as well. It's just like such a smart and powerful way to like apply that kind of stuff to your like your mixing and your music. And obviously it's even better because it's the musician who's like got such a like deep understanding of what they're trying to achieve. If they're doing that kind of stuff within their music, it's like you've got to admire the craftsmanship.
The next step,
absolutely,
for sure. I thought Got No Game had a similar sort of version of that. I in more in like the electronic sort of sense, like artists like EPROM. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. He had a couple tracks on that last Flume mixtape,
right?
Like really homage to like kind of like IDM trappy. It's like more stuff like that, which is like I was blown away. I was like, this sounds like he's once again like homaging sort of that.
That like
take it to like he's bringing his own flavor into it as well.
That like bouncy bass, like synth bass line that comes in with like it's like it's like video game cross, but it's such a cool melody. There's so much musical smarts to it as well. It's almost so much of like that Ganbaru album as well. You can hear little bits of like jazz influence as well. I'm just like, when I first heard it, I just was like, what? How did this guy grow up? Like, what did he learn growing up? Was he into classical? Was he into jazz?
Yeah, you can't really put your finger on it.
Yeah, there's such a weird, like crazy diverse influence range across it. I'm just like, I can't pick what you like into, but it's still so consistent throughout the whole record. It's still all does work together.
There's even, isn't there a little there's a little part, I can't remember what song it's on, but it's like a little skit, or not a skit, but it's people talking, and they're talking about, I can't really tell if they're talking about him, but they're just like, yeah, it's kind of like house, but garage, and then kind of dubby, house. And you can just hear them all laughing.
I remember reading something about him also recording conversations on tram lines in Melbourne that he mixed into a few of the songs as well.
Yeah,
so
that could be it.
That could be the source of some of it, but yes, almost some of it sounds too deliberate to.
Yeah, it's a good little bit of meta conversation about the whole album, I think, because it does feel like that. It's just, every song jumps from it's a different genre, but it's still all pretty similar. And I think Northeast Party House do that a lot as well, but just it's not as like drastic.
Yeah, it's like more arty and dramatic in the way that I think Yeo does it, but he still pulls it all together in this really pop kind of way that's still quite accessible to, I think, I think a lot of people would listen to that album and be able to be like, yeah, this is great music still. Like, pretty.
Well, and at least pick something out of it anyway, because it does like change around so much too.
And I think that what you were saying with the voice, like the voice memory kind of vibe and like those little conversation-y things, it's so cool because it speaks that like nostalgia kind of thing, because that was so common in music when we were, I think, we're all pretty much a similar age bracket as is Yeo's, I think in his early 30s. Or mid 30s maybe, but again, going through that 2000s period when a lot of that pop music had those like those telephone vocal like sections and stuff, like Teenage Dirtbag, for example. And like,
I'm not a fan of them.
Yeah.
Well, on record.
I love them.
I think I'm coming around to skits in general though. There's been like a few that I've talked about.
What about like the DJ scratches like in like pop songs? Yay or nay?
I don't know.
They're good Slipknot. The Slipknot ones were
actually
sick.
Slipknot ones were
That's like the extreme of what that could possibly be in there.
Most extreme, Slipknot can kind of do whatever they want, just because they do everything.
They did do whatever they want.
Slipknot,
they honestly did.
They write the rules.
Sorry, I sidetracked us so hard.
Yeah, we did.
Did you dig deep into the lyrics of these two? Because I was looking at the Northeast Party House lyrics and I was like, they're not really like troubling anyone with like big messages.
It's not about the lyrics,
which is good.
I think you're actually, I don't know if you were joking then, but I'm like, these songs, I think, they have good lyrical parts, but they're not so much about like the lyrics as well. Yeah.
I was going to say they're not, they're not going deep with their lyrics. They're just like, they want to party. They want to go to your house, etc.
Yeah.
I think,
but like, there's a fine line though, because a lot of bands could like write about that and just be like, oh, this is like shit, but they don't sound like massive douches. It sounds like, I don't know, authentic and actually really good with the music they're playing.
I think again it's because they back it up because they're actually so freaking cool. Like, you're just like,
they are unbelievably cool, both of these acts.
You just like, you hear them saying those, like having those big anthemic moments in their songs that could be so cheesy. I totally
it's never cheesy for a second, is it?
With those guys they can pull it off because they actually do have the genuine confidence and bravado behind it, that they just sell it, like, and the music's so good as well, like that it makes me like this gangly 200 centimeter like person who can't dance like start thrusting and gyrating and stuff. Like if it makes me act like that, I'm not going to be throwing any shade at them and call them anything because it's just so fun, and the way it is as well, I think it's like like they're still quite smart and targeted with their lyrics, the way they do repetition, like parts of repetition to kind of drill home their hooks. Like they're playing to their strengths of what their genre is kind of like so good for. Like that's why we love those songs.
It's dance music.
Exactly. Like they're doing what is like within their craft that
the genre.
Yeah, and they still do it so much better than I think a lot of that's as well. Like the musicality behind it is so smart. I think you can kind of class them above it. You don't really have to judge them based on their lyrics, but they're not like trying to get super philosophical for sure. I think Yeo maybe with his stuff,
I was gonna say that he tells the story a little bit.
I think he's
more just like about his like coming up.
Yeah,
that's kind of like a lot of what it's about, just like the struggling musician, I guess.
Yeah,
which is cool.
I think as well, because he was like marginalized a bit as a kid through high school and stuff, and picked on and stuff. He always felt like he was like the kind of underdog kind of within his own like kind of life, and he's probably gone through a lot of adversity in his life with being a musician and in a minority as well. He's just fucking like, he's probably again, I think he's in some of those songs, it sounds like he's got this like really cool swagger, but I think he also pulls it off as well, because he's again so cool and so confident and also so intelligent. Like there is a lot of kind of quite smart metaphor work throughout his lyrics as well. So I think he's maybe in a different class to the Northeast Party House guys in terms of
I was going to say, I think the lyrics are probably better on the Yeo's album. Yeah. But I think on Dare, there's just something. I think it is also just the fact that it is like it's a band maybe, and all you can think about when you're listening to it is just like, I've actually never seen them live, but all I can think about is like the live atmosphere, because it just sounds like you're with them at a show and it's just going off. Like you can't help it but have that sort of adrenaline when you listen to
Everyone's
it. I think
off their head. The lighting show is just I don't want to know what their budgets for lighting would be. They'd probably lose all their profits just on the lighting. But it's just so cool. Like it's so unreal. Like you can tell that they don't compromise on anything when it comes to the experience they're trying to provide as well. Mm-hmm. So it's just like that takes a lot of integrity when you're touring in Australia, when it's a pretty like, even if you're a band that's that big, it's still like a pretty like, I don't know, like small market, I guess, Australia and live touring, and that's
not a lot of money in it.
Yeah, and that's your only real revenue stream. You know, you can't like, streaming's not super viable and stuff. So like with labels and all that involved. So yeah, like for them to invest basically their own money in making sure that like their live show is just such an incredible experience is almost unnecessary when they're going to sell the tickets anyway. Like, so I think that's pretty cool as well. I'd highly recommend seeing them live, even if you haven't been to much dance stuff. You don't really have to be like into dance stuff, because they have so much live element.
They bring that band element in.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember, were you there? I think it was Sainty. It was
Falls.
It was one of the Falls, and they played at like 12:30 in the day.
Yeah, it was like 40 degrees.
Like 40 degrees.
It was so bad.
Everyone was dying like flies. Everyone was just slowly like could not take it. I remember I had a black t-shirt on and it was like actually drenched.
Yeah,
but you couldn't leave. I refused.
They were so good, but everyone was just like
so good.
Everyone was flocking like under the trees, like where the shade was.
Yeah.
Would that have been just after Dare came out?
Just after this, I remember.
End of 2016.
This album it's just hit after hit after hit as well. Like I can't even really trying to find an ad for this album is hard, because it's just
you could pick any of them.
Every single song is just like a big banger.
It's so hard.
Speaking of which, let's get into the segments, I reckon. Let's kick it off with Get Inked.
Get Inked.
We could talk forever.
Yep. All right, so Connor, we're gonna be making tattoo designs from like the lyrics or something about these albums. Now, Adam or Brad, either of you want to go first, or both of yours like too shithouse?
I'll go.
All right, Brad.
So mine's off the Northeast Party House, off Your House. The lyric is too drunk, get excited.
Same as me.
Stealing people's ciders without being discreet. So kind of, we have a bit of a joke with one of the bandmate who's not on the pod, Joey. We make fun of him because he secretly loves ciders.
I tell you about it.
And so I've just got like a cat burglar stealing a cider as a tattoo, and he's like going like
is it Joey as well?
And it's actually Joey underneath. He's got like a big mask on.
That's really good.
To Joey.
I love that. That's so good.
This is trash. From Quiet Achiever. Before it all goes south, take my blame to the dance floor game, since you have no shame. I'm thinking like you see people like flex their bicep and they like make tattoos move.
Oh yeah,
I was just thinking like someone kind of dancing, just like
getting down.
maybe it's like a video game, like a pixelated video game character, like dancing when you flex your bicep.
I like that. It's
But
like doing something like
yeah,
that.
you
I
can
like
do
that.
whatever it wants.
I don't think
Maybe.
it could do that. That would be pretty complex. But
That'd be pretty
maybe just
That'd be
like,
some serious bicep muscles.
Brad,
But,
we
yeah.
took our tattoos from the same songs and same lines. So mine
Wow.
is also the same line
Wow.
from Your House.
That happens more than you think.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
That's insane.
But I didn't go with the Joe route on this one. I just took like, so Too Drunk Get Excited to stealing people's ciders. I just went the Hamburglar from McDonald's, but instead of like a couple of burgers, he's just got a couple of Summersby ciders in his hands.
Yeah.
It's the same, pretty much.
Pretty much the same, yeah. But I went for a
like
Macca's themes. Shout out
Nice.
Macca's. Happy 50th birthday to you at McDonald's. And then from Yo, also from Quiet Achiever.
Corporate.
And also, I think you act real mean, trying to be seen as the top shit queen. You should slow things down before it all goes south. Take my blame with a dance floor game. This is so shit and not funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's the Queen of England facing off with Yo on like just like a big dance battle. I don't know.
Oh,
Like in a,
Scott Pilgrim sort of
just like a back
Yeah.
piece or something.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah, like a
Big.
disgusting like chest. Like
yeah, it's going to have
Southern
to be pretty
Cross
big
setup.
already to get the
Yeah.
detail in, to get the queen and yo.
Yeah, it's more of a mural.
Sorry.
Mural tattoo.
Big, big
not-
t-shirt.
Anyway, not great that one. Adam, what do you got?
I'm gonna get my really. Oh, they're both mine this week are really shit and not even funny. My first one.
They're going to be
They're
good.
not. They're
Yeah.
really
They're
good
gonna be
shit.
great. It's going to be great.
So for
You say that
Yo,
before
I was
every
thinking.
tattoo, Adam.
Yeah, no, these are fucking just not. One for the team. I was just thinking because there's a couple sporting references. Just one for the team. Maybe a big foam finger with the those little faces from the front of the album on it.
I like that. That's
so good.
Yeah, that's
That's
really
It'd be
good.
kind of nice, but it's got
As a
really
tattoo.
nothing to do with.
And you'd
I just
actually-
saw
That's really
number one
cool.
and team.
Yeah.
You could actually
That
get
was-
that though. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's like the most tattooable.
Yeah. And then my one for Northeast Party House. It's from Your House, and the line is "Feel the heat from your cheek." I was just thinking maybe
yeah.
a fire emoji on your
There
house.
you go. I know. Yeah, I knew exactly
Holy
where
shit.
that was going.
Pretty shit.
Yeah, that's great.
So-
Again, probably
Not really.
realistically, the two that I'd get. No offense, Brad and Will.
Oh,
Yeah.
So far,
first
Well, thank
one was
you.
sick.
Thank
All
you.
good.
no, that was good.
Yeah.
Connor, did you have any for these?
Yeah, I did, actually. I went
Alright.
with the Yo one. I did Got No Game, and I did the line. The first line, lost myself today when I told my drummer to fuck himself. And I thought I could get one of like me, and then my drummer Brock in his face, and just me saying "fuck, go fuck yourself" in a little speech bubble above it. Because yeah,
That'd be heaps good.
that just
That was what a crazy line as well. I thought.
yeah. I was like,
I'm just like,
did it happen?
yeah, that's a great line.
Oh, that probably definitely
Beautiful.
happened. I love Brock to death, but we've definitely had some times.
Yeah.
It's I love
I think everyone in a band has had the similar thing.
I love
so-
him to bits. We've definitely told each other to fuck off a lot in those times. And my other one from Northeast Party House was on Calypso Beach. This one was just kind of lame. It was like the Calypso Beach is haunting me and swimming in circles. I was thinking of just like maybe on your forearm or something, just like a person just swimming around in circles.
Oh, nice.
On in the middle, there's like a little island with a ghost face coming off in the sand. It's kind of like it's kind of into the sand, so it's like that's the haunted Calypso Beach, and he's just stuck swimming around it in circles.
He doesn't want to go on the island. Wow.
Yeah, maybe.
Did you guys think?
I like that. It's even deeper now.
That's sick. Do
Yeah.
you guys think? I love Calypso Beach, but I find it weird that that's the. I mean, it's a great track, but that's their like top streamed on Spotify.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Definitely.
Just I would have always thought that. I don't know, one of the bigger. I mean, it's a great big party. Like they're all big party songs, but one of the brighter, like Your House or something like that, would be.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Anyway, It's cool that it is the top streamed, but
I don't want to give away
It's
my
weird.
favorite by saying which one. I'm like, yeah, that should have been the single. So I'm gonna wait for that one.
Yes.
Alright.
That's right. Let's get
go.
into it right now. Let's do the ad. Connor, you can go first then. Lead into it.
All right, I'll kick things off. I think mine. It was really tough actually. Mine was going to be between Wallflower and Spiraling, but I think I had to go Spiraling,
Yeah.
which is pretty interesting considering they're both like actually probably more down tempo or like
Yeah.
less
Mm.
really bang party kind of songs.
yeah.
But I guess that's more my tempo, my personality. I guess I can. There's a bit more time and space to hear all of the like texture and stuff breathe, I guess. And with those ones, I can just kind of sit at a really comfortable tempo and enjoy them. And especially with Spiraling, it's just like the guitar work in it and the texture of them and the hookiness of those lines. And with all the songs on the albums, but yeah, especially like Spiraling, every section, it just flows so seamlessly from front to back and then just builds at the end. And it's just, such a gorgeous song. And then off Yo as well, it was probably Got No Game, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Just because, that really cool bass line at the end of the song, that like that really cool everything about it, the way it just kicks in with that like rising synth like line that's just fizzing and so low, and there's so much cool harmonics to it, and it's like the way that it starts on the note that it does. You're not expecting the drum beat to kind of snap in as it does as well. It almost comes in, the first beat of the drum beat comes in on a note where you weren't expecting, the melody to start basically. So it almost like as soon as the drums kick in, it just like re-references, your head just starts going like, oh, wait a second, I'm already like not able to figure out this song, but it's still got such a cool pop sensibility about it. Like the way the melody just keeps building, this light use of harmonics in the melodies as well, like with the vocals. It's so like almost a bit Motown with the vocal as well. Like the snappiness of all of it. And then, building and getting to that super cool bass thing we were talking about before. Everything about that song is just like, and again, it has all those like cool like video game like boom elements and stuff. So it gets everything that album is so good for on the one song. So I guess that's why it's like just knocks it out of the park for me. That one
For sure.
Nice.
Well said.
Wow.
I'm chucking in Your House for Northeast Party House. I need that song on every time I commence drinking alcohol. That song is just like a must-have
It's
for
the
any
party starter.
a must-have for any party playlist. Like, come on, seriously. And then Yo, I could have chucked in a few, but I'm doing VCR play. I think the synths in the chorus of that song felt, I don't know if they were different or if it was just me listening for the first time this week, but it just felt different to the rest of the album. It was so sick. And there's like the post-chorus riff goes so hard. I think it's played on a synth, but I'm still calling it a riff. Yeah, that one.
And those Phil Collins
so
guitars that come in.
There's like the jazzy kind of element again, or like the funk coming into it. So it's sick.
Almost some of those songs as well almost remind me a bit of like Jamiroquai in sections as well.
Yeah.
I got that as well.
I had like Medallion sort of stuff as well.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So good.
It's kind of grabbing from everywhere. It's cool.
For sure. I'm gonna go get my computer charger first because my computer's
Alright, while you're doing that, Adam, you can say yours.
All right. So for Northeast Party House, I'll probably go. I really like Dare this time. Coming back to it, to be honest, that's a song that I just didn't listen to as much when this was like on constant rotation for a lot like last year, and for some reason I never listened to Dare as much, and I think this week I really liked it just because it's just another big party anthem, and it's a little bit longer than everything else, and they just jam a little bit in it as well, which is cool. I really like Heartbreaker as well. I think that sets the album up really well.
Oh yeah.
What did you say, Adam?
Love
I said Dare.
Oh, yeah, sick.
I really like Dare. This time around. Maybe just because I played every other song to death. So that one I got into. But and for Yo, I think I'm going to go Know That Feel, the really weird one we talked about before. No, that's super weird. I just thought it was when it started, I almost like laughed a little bit when I first heard that sound. I was like, what the hell? Like, where has this come from? Just because it's come after a few like pretty straight bangers. And then, then it just makes sense all of a sudden. You're like, oh, this is actually genius.
I picture like a drunk like dude in like a bar with like who's got one of those like one man band setups.
Yeah.
But he's also just like going so hard.
It just kind of reminds me of going like really fast on Mario Kart.
8 weird instruments at once. And maybe he's also on Mario Kart as well.
Yeah. Like when you hit the like rainbow mode.
Oh yeah.
Like when you hit the star.
You get the star.
It feels like the star mode.
Yeah.
On Mario Kart.
I like that.
That's so good. I love that.
In the best way.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff, gents. Let's do.
I didn't get
Brad, ain't gone,
Wait,
mate.
Brad.
Hold up.
Oh, you want to go, Brad? Do you? Huh? All right.
I would
Fine.
like to, please.
Brad, what do you got? What do you got for us?
I'll be quick.
Better be, mate. You're on thin ice.
I got Wallflower. I'm gonna go Wallflower. It's like it was my favorite from the start.
Yeah.
I love the outro so much.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful. It can make you cry on a good day.
Yeah.
10
on a bad day.
Whatever. I really like Diamond as well. Actually, Diamond's very close second.
Yeah.
That is. I love like the gats. There's a lot going on in that song as well.
Yeah.
And the hook's sick. I'm gonna Extra Time of Ganbaru.
Oh, great track.
Bit of a deep cut. It gave me early Disclosure vibes on that one. Like the first, I don't know if you've ever listened to the first Disclosure EP before they went like full on like garage house or like full on house. Yeah, it had a bit more of that sort of stuff to it, a bit more progressive. Super sick.
Yeah.
Extra Time. It's going in.
Very good song.
Yeah.
That one's got such a crazy tempo as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super swingy.
So steezy. Oh, the whole album. Let's do band name generator. Alright, so picking a song title from either album, we're making a shitty little band. Let's go. I'll go first this week. Okay, so my band, actually it's a solo project this week. It's called Got No Game. Got No Game is the solo. Also, we write up a full band bio. So check this out. Got No Game is the solo project of Damon Derrickson from Dungog. He's the voice of all the men with no game with women. Unfortunately for Damon, he is the epitome of what Got No Game stands for. Got No Game is not a facade to Damon. He truly has no game. Wow. His game, or lack thereof, is best depicted in his 2018 album, Hey Ladies, Do You Want to Buy Me a Beer? I'll pay you back in a fortnight on payday if that's all good. However, due to his rising popularity, Damon has had growing success with the ladies, and his game has now been assessed as adequate. His recent singles, I'm good at algebra, I can replace your ex and you wouldn't need to figure out why, and Hey Baby, Riddle Me This, Me Plus You Equals, have been a hit in regional New South Wales areas such as Dungog, where Damon's from.
Where he's from.
That's a huge market, Dungog.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gogs.
Shout out Dungog.
That's where you go to make
I think Trophy Art's from Dungog, so shout out Dungog.
There's a few boys, yeah. My dad worked a couple of years in Dungog at the
That was so elaborate.
All right, Brad, what's yours?
Okay, so mine's called Extra Time.
Mine too.
Extra Time, they're a local band from Newcastle so their idea, they're always ready to play wherever they go. The group is like made up of like 15, 16 people, but they only ever travel in groups of like 2, 3 or 4, and they go like around Newcastle to different gigs and venues. And like if there's any like technical issues or the night's running late or if anything's gone like pear-shaped, they can just whip out all their instruments are like in a backpack, and we'll get on, don't have to pay us.
So they fix gigs.
They like
there's
gig fixes.
Yeah,
that's sick.
If they need any sort of time, they can get in.
Do they charge? Is it like a serve?
No, they just love it.
They
volunteer.
They might
serve
want
for the love.
Maybe they get a little rider after they play. They're like, yeah.
If they're lucky, if they're playing at the Cambridge.
If they play the Cambridge, best riders ever. Fucking hell. Extra time.
That's great.
Mine's also called Extra Time. I've gone a different route though. Extra Time are based in Hollywood. They're a three-piece dance punk band made up of struggling actors who have all featured as extras on large feature films.
Oh, I love that.
Extra Time features frontman Barry Basilsworth, who was a stormtrooper from the Star Wars prequels, Terry Touche, who was an orc on the Lord of the Rings franchise, and drummer Jackie Tabaki, who played an anonymous, unnamed Gryffindor student during the entire Harry Potter series.
Wow.
The band's hits include What's a Guy Got to Do to Get Their Own Trailer Around Here? No Lines, No Problem. And Don't Quit Your Day Job Ever. The band hope to one day headline their own show and finally get the spotlight that they deserve.
Oh,
Wow. Jackie Tabaki.
Jackie Tabaki. That was my favourite part.
So
Jackie
good.
Tabaki
That
and
was-
Terry Touche.
That
Terry
was
Touche.
so.
I think Terry Touche is my porn name, maybe.
Jackie Tabaki on the
Terry
skins.
Touche.
That was
just,
so
like,
good, Adam.
so impressed. I can't even. That's just it's so good.
It's pretty stupid.
That was so good.
We're getting into this. When we started this too, we had no idea, but it's just been getting a little bit more elaborate every time.
You
Yeah.
gotta sell it.
Connor, did you have one?
Yeah, I had one. It's definitely not as elaborate as that.
That's all right. We can work
That's
off
all
it.
right.
Yeah.
I'll do my best. It's
you
just-
go.
it's fucking tough. I'm going for Jet Cooler, and
Nice.
it's actually just a Jet cover band that are all, it's made up of 60-year-olds, but they also play all the songs in like super down tempo, like
Jet Cooler.
grunge, like slow motion punk. And
Jet
yeah, they're all
Cooler.
60-year-olds, and yeah, they're from Chippendale, I think, as well.
Yeah.
It's just like,
So
yeah,
they're Jet Butt Cooler.
they're all retired accountants, and they all wear like boots, and yeah, they play at Frankie's a lot. Frankie's Pizza.
That's
a lot.
Jet.
Residency.
But that's,
Jet Cooler.
that was all I got.
That's
No,
so
that's
good.
really good. I was trying to think of a cover band. I don't know why I didn't think of Jet. It's perfect.
Mm.
They would play Rollover DJ like 5 times.
Sorry. Sorry.
Oh.
Need it.
That reminds me of Brad,
Yes.
the high school band, like the teachers band.
Oh yeah.
They would be like the kind of band to
One
be-
Night Stand.
One night
We had
stand.
a high school band called One Night Stand.
Oh, that's so.
Like, was it a cover band?
They played covers, yeah.
That's a great cover band
Yeah,
name.
Seven Nation Army guitarist is in the wrong
Oh,
key.
Seven Nation Army. Oh no.
yeah,
That's-
guitarist
That was
in
my
the wrong.
construction teacher.
Yeah, guitarist in the wrong key, but no one else. It was so, so fucked.
We were fucking doing our Charlie cover at this, like, the second time we played it live, but thankfully at this random, like, street festival on the Gold Coast. And when we'd recorded it, I think we played it in, like, E flat and standard tuning from that. So I think Jordan tuned down to E flat, but I just stayed in E standard. So, but he just plays the intro on the bass and I sing to it. So then, yeah, sing the old intro, a minute of the song, all good. And then as soon as the drums and my guitar comes in, my guitar's just like one step above all of it.
No.
It was just a nightmare. Like, and then Jordan
That is-
thankfully just transposed straight, like within probably a few seconds. But that moment when it just hit, it was just the worst thing.
That is the stuff that everyone just thought it was a really crazy key change all of a sudden.
You feel sick.
Whoa!
When you hear it, you feel sick, like physically ill. It's so, it was so fun.
Oh no.
So
Especially-
fun.
That is the stuff that
Especially as a
nightmares are
singing
made of.
guitarist, there's not much you can really do about it. You got to
Really?
back your bandmates to sort that one out quick,
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Jordan's just a freak. He's like, he can play drums, like bass is like at such an incredible level. Guitar better than me. He's piano, everything. He's just like,
Luckily, he was the one by his side.
yeah. He's just like, I'll fix this. Just gets his little superhero thing on, and yeah.
I simply would have stopped and just gave up. Next song.
Yeah, I definitely would have. Oh well.
All right.
End of gig. See you guys.
We got one more
Bye.
segment. We're going to do 2 truths and a lie. Alrighty, so who's up this week? Brad?
It's me.
Brad.
Alright, Brad's going to
Where the
say...
hell are you going to get these from?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was tough.
Yeah, so
Um,
Bradley's going to be saying 3 statements, 2 are true, 1's a lie about these bands or artists. Are they all about Northeast Party House? I'm actually pretty
No, I
intrigued
got one
here.
about Yo.
Alright,
Got one about Yo.
we're picking the lie.
Yeah, so if you know them, maybe don't spoil them.
There's been a couple of instances.
Just be subtle, like don't be like.
Yeah.
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 Cool.
Okay. So number 1, Yo was on Spicks and Specs. Number 2, Northeast Party House won the Pyramid Rock Triple J on Earth Festival comp in 2010. Number 3, Northeast Party House have stated that Foles party harder than any other band they've ever met. So discuss.
I know one of them's true. I'm not going to say which one.
I also know.
I have no idea.
I know one's true. Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same one that I'm thinking of.
Do we pull our answer and give you one answer?
No, we
Or
go
we'll give you our own answer.
Spirit of
individually.
competition.
Yeah.
I think the unearthed one. Surely you didn't make up like a random Triple J award, or maybe they won a different award.
Well, I was struggling. Eddie. You never know.
Foles
hard
party
out here.
harder. You could have been thinking Foles. They kind of sound similar.
Did they tour
You
with
sound
Foles?
decent.
One's a lie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One is a lie.
I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You can. I'm gonna lock in.
I'm gonna lock in the pyramid one.
I'm going to lock in number 2 as well, the unearthed one. Because
Right.
Spicks and Specs, that was really recent. I was going to actually mention that,
Yeah,
and I
very
forgot
recent.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on
Yeah,
that.
there you
Yeah,
go.
it was on Spicks and
The
Specs.
cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, and I know Giannis goes
Yeah.
nuts at their live shows, so I wouldn't be surprised if they go hard. But then again, maybe straight edge or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna say the Foles one is Foles for the spirit of competition.
Yeah. I'm locking in
There we
2.
go.
Rightio. Cool. So, yes, Yo won Spicks and Specs.
That's
I
very
just
cool.
saw that recently. I didn't
Oh,
watch it.
you
Um,
building the
I
suspense.
watched. Yeah, I watched the fuck out of that. The first like iteration
Oh,
of
me
Spicks
too.
and Specs. So I'm gonna.
Oh god!
I think
yeah.
every-
Oh.
I was like, my Wednesday.
Which
Wednesday
team
night
were you
special.
on, Miff or Allen?
I was
I
always
was an
Miff.
Alan guy. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was Miff.
The way Alan claps, he
Yeah.
claps like,
Yeah.
he's sort of
Alan's
weird.
kind of
I was,
mean.
I've come round on Alan. I think
Yeah.
he's kind of mean, but I think I
Yeah.
relate with that now that I'm older.
I think I always like Miff's guest more for some reason.
Mm.
Anyway,
Yeah,
Interesting.
she seems to get like better comedians.
Yeah.
Seemingly. Like the funnier comedians. I don't know. It's taste anyway.
Right, yeah. So, Northeast Party House did in fact win the Pyramid Rock Triple J
Oh,
in 2010.
shit!
So
What
I just
is
made
that?
up that false thing.
What is the
Yeah,
Pyramid Rock? I've never heard of it.
That year, NER Nerd played.
What is
Crazy.
that?
really,
Never heard
Yeah.
of it.
It was just some it was on Phillip Island in Melbourne.
What?
That's awesome.
and NERD played.
Yeah.
That's sick.
What the hell?
Yeah, I know,
I
right?
wish I knew
That's
that.
Hell.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, they Foles never said anything about Foles.
Damn.
I just made that up.
But you
I
got
thought
me.
that
You
that
got me.
first,
Gotcha.
yeah, that first Foles album kind of sounds like
A
has
little
some
bit, yeah.
similar sort of stuff. Definitely in that party sort of sense. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
I thought it
Adam
was
wins
Foles
again. Surprise, surprise.
That was good luck.
He's good. He's good, that man.
The boys.
Somehow I
good.
come away with it. There you go.
All right, let's
Uh,
let's rate these albums out of 10. Now, Connor, we rate them out of 10. We don't do decimal points, and we got to rate them out of 10 something. Do you guys have any suggestions out of 10?
And Love Machines.
Dare Love Machines.
Love Machines
has to
for
be one.
Dare,
Love-
and then
Love
out of 10
Machine.
what?
MVCR plays?
10 VCR
Yeah.
plays.
Or 10 jet coolers. 10 jet
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
cool.
Jack
Yeah, we'll do
Coolers.
the two closes of the albums.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Like that.
Yeah, so we're going to go around, and we'll do Dare first, then we'll come back to Yo. So, Connor, you can go first. What are you giving Dare out of 10 Love Machines?
I'm going to be really boring and say 10.
Yep. Done.
Yeah.
No, that's
Boom.
good.
Hell yeah.
Can't
Bang.
lie. It's perfect.
That's what we want.
Does that mean this is one of your all-time favorite albums, or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Easily my favorite Australian like electronic dance release, I'd say. Yeah.
Bang.
Hectic. Brad, you can go next.
Yeah, it's close, and I haven't given it a 10 for a while,
Ooh, shit.
and I'm still going nuts. Sorry, mate.
You're such
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
tease.
go a 9. I reckon this is the most this is the most underrated album that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yes.
It is it goes so hard. I have this on record. If I get more than like 4 or 5 people in my house, I put this on. Like,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
let's get this going.
Come on, seriously.
Um,
Come on,
it's-
seriously.
every single time you go back to it, it provides more and more.
Hell yeah.
I cannot get over this album. Yeah, 9 straight up.
Also,
Boom.
can't get sick of it. That's like one of the
Yeah.
cool
No,
things
you
with a
can't.
dance music album when it can be so repetitive. It's the kind of
Mm.
thing where I could play it front to back 4 or 5 times in a row and I'd still be
Yeah.
as engaged, if not more, by the end of it, probably.
Yeah.
Well,
the
neither
feeling. Yeah.
both albums, neither of them overstay their welcome. They're super concise.
Yeah,
love it.
absolutely, really well said. Yeah.
All right, for Dare, a few of these songs are like an absolute must. Probably all the album actually for anyone who curates a good party playlist out there. They're not heard enough in them. Too much R. Kelly. Too much Nelly. Get Northeast Party House in there. But
Get them out of here.
what the production on this album is just so fucking good. It pops so hard. The songs are so good. I got no problem giving this I could go a 9, but I'm gonna go an 8. An easy 8.
Good choice.
Adam.
Nice.
I'm gonna go a 9. I was also pretty close to a 10. I think the only thing, I don't know, I was trying to think of putting it up against like other albums because that's kind of what I do when I rate, which you shouldn't do.
No,
Ones we've done.
I think you should. That's fair. That's very.
I gave Discovery a 10. I was like, it's not Discovery,
That's fair.
But-
it's good.
but it's still like front to back. It's one of the most like consistently good Australian albums I've ever heard. Maybe, yeah, it's in like the top 10 Australian albums I think I've listened to. And it's just, the whole thing, you can't pick it's really hard to pick a highlight, which is a beautiful thing, I think. And you kind of think that, I remember listening to it the first time, and I think I listened with you guys, Brad and Will. I think we were in the car, and it was like the first 5 or 6 tracks, and I was like, "Oh, that was a perfect first run."
Yeah.
And then Brad just said, "It just keeps going." It's not like a good opening half. It's just the whole thing, and it was. So there you go. It's a 9.
Bang.
Boom. That's a big score. All right, let's do Yo out of 10 VCR plays. Was that what we were doing? No, Jet
Yeah.
Coolers. Jet Coolers.
Jet
Jack Coolers,
yeah.
yeah.
All right, Connor.
Oh, it's so tough. So tough. I think I just have to give it a 9, unfortunately. I can't give it a 10.
Fortunately, 9 is a
Fair.
Just,
top heavy score.
just because I like it so much from an intellectual perspective and respect it so much, but it doesn't quite emote as much out of me in terms of energy and like pure feeling, which is I think what I personally get most out of music that's what I enjoy the most. So I'd have to give it 9. But
Still a great score.
still pretty solid score. I just feel so bad. I was like, but then even the fact that I was thinking about it, I was like, if I'm even thinking
You
about
just gotta
it,
do it,
I think
yeah.
I got to go 9. Yeah,
You got to do it.
See,
but yeah,
Brad.
great, an incredible album.
Yeah, I'm going to go an 8, but I think it's purely because this is a new album, like a new experience to me. I can see this like growing on me so much in the weeks to come.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's only going to get better and better as I know the songs more and more. A strong, very strong 8.
That's a good score.
Yeah.
See, I'm stoked you brought this album on because I'm certain I probably would have never heard it. I would have just simply wouldn't have came across it. And then as soon as we knew we were doing this, I saw him on Spicks and Specs. And I was like, oh, brilliant! I was like, just so
A new
hooked.
obsession.
Yeah, so hooked on just the overall steez of this album.
Yeah,
I loved it.
he's a very cool guy.
Yeah, it's another 8. Another 8 for me.
Ooh, great.
Both.
Bang.
Can't pick it.
Solid.
Adam, finish her off.
I'm going to go an 8. There's a couple of 8s getting around. I think the same reasons you said. I just think, I really like this, and I think that I think I do like the lyrics a little bit. I mean, but you shouldn't really listen to the lyrics on these albums that much anyway.
Yeah.
But the lyrics, I do appreciate a little bit of a running themes that go along it. But it just doesn't have the same... It's a great album, but Northeast Party House just has that euphoric, whatever that is. That you can't help but be in a good mood. It can bring you out of any mood, I think. So
yeah,
it's innate. Just for that.
Well said.
Yeah.
Easy. Boom. We have a winner. Northeast Party House, 36 out of 40. That's a great score.
I reckon it's going deep in the finals.
That's an average of 9 out of 10. It beats another good score, 33 out of 40. So Northeast Party House gets the win over Yeo Ganbaru. Nice work. Easy as that.
Good work, Yo.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good work. Well done, everyone. Let's wrap this one up.
There's one. Also, Yo's one guy. Like Northeast Party House. Like
that's true.
Guys.
What if there were heaps of him?
Imagine if there were 10 Yos.
Yeah.
That would be overwhelming. Got to divide Northeast Party House score by 6. So Yo probably won convincingly in the end. Connor, thanks so much for doing the podcast. I hope you had a good time. This is a fun episode.
No, thanks so much for having me, guys. It's been such a good time. You guys are all so lovely. And thanks for making it so easy to chat and stuff. It's just felt so comfortable with you guys straight away. So it's been so nice. You've got such a good sense of humor as well. So it's just been really easy and fun. So don't thank me. Thanks for having me, and thanks for doing this as well. Like spending your time, like your spare time, or not spare time, like. Who has spare time when you're an adult? Like dedicating your time to actually like promote Australian music.
Connor, this is our job. We make millions of dollars. This is our whole life.
This is a good time to mention our sponsors: Amazon, Coca-Cola, Genius. Thanks to them for kicking us right.
I know you guys love music, obviously, and you can just tell that from knowing you, talking to you for 5 minutes. But the fact that you spend like your energy and time, doing this and like promoting other people's music as well is really, really cool. But we're lucky to have you as a musician in Australia. So thanks for your support as well.
That was the most beautiful message we've ever been given on the show. Thank you so much.
It's the same thing as when music. You're dedicating your time to like a passion that you love, and it's something that you feel strongly about, and it's like it's hard to like find the motivation to keep doing that stuff. So I'm sure I can relate to a lot of the stuff you guys go through. So I respect what you guys are doing.
Thanks.
It's
appreciate it, man.
And it's really cool as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
I think we should put that at the beginning of every single one of our
I was just going to say.
That's our theme now.
You've just set the standard. You've just set the very high standard for all of our future guests. So everyone listening,
they better be nice to us.
Better give us a
at the end of every
rap.
episode, be like, okay, what do you got to say to us? Come on, bring it on.
Here's your allocated 3 minutes of praise time for us. Now go.
Come on, buddy. You can do better than that. Connor, it was amazing. Bring it.
Speaking of guests, next week we have a couple more Queenslanders coming on the show. Eliza and Kurt from Eliza and the Delusionals are coming on. Gold Coast Coasties coming on for Coldplay, A Rush of Blood to the Head against City Calm Down in a Restless House. That should be interesting.
Oh, they would. That's so good.
So good. I'm really keen. We've already done a Coldplay album on the pod before, and I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. So I'm pretty keen for this one, to be honest.
Coldplay?
Didn't know I was into Coldplay, but I think I am.
One of those bands that get heaps of shit, like for some reason.
Yeah, they do.
I think mums and stuff like them or whatever. But I'm like, they just write really good songs. Like consistently for 10 years. Like
exactly.
So good.
They deserve. Well, I mean, you can't really say they deserve more credit. They've got a lot of credit, but
I don't know about the Chainsmokers
biggest
collab.
That track. Oh. Get these hands. That track. That's next week on the show. Eliza and Kurt, Coldplay, City Calm Down. Very keen. Let's wrap this one up. Connor, thank you so much for coming on the show. Everyone, I'm sure you already do, but if you don't, go listen to Bugs. Go follow them on the socials. Is it Bugs Band AU? Did I get that right?
That's it. Bingo,
yeah.
Fuck yeah. Absolutely nailed it. You can follow us on the socials.
Someone else
is that taken?
Has the other one. Yeah.
There's another Bugs.
Like a band really,
God, don't you hate
I should buy it off them, but...
$20. Be one of those Facebook. You get I'm assuming, does your Facebook page get like heaps of messages saying, "Hey, we want to advertise on your page"? Do you cop that, or is it too far gone now? Yeah.
No, it's so annoying trawling through all that stuff to find like stuff that you actually need to read. It's like depressingly time consuming, but you know, it's part of
It's part of the gig.
Page. It's almost like the small business side people don't get to see, you know.
Yeah.
Not
Put
very
up with bots.
Not very rock and
Russian
roll, but someone's got to do it.
Behind the scenes.
Exactly.
Love it. All right, you guys, you can follow Bugs on the socials. Go listen to all their tunes, especially their new latest single, Diamond. And you can follow us on the socials at Record Royale. We'll catch you next week. Liza and Kurt for Coldplay City Calm Down. Farewell, everyone. Love you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.